All right. Welcome everybody to our last mastermind as well as our last guest call for the year. We're closing out 2021 with this extra special call. So welcome if you're a guest here, and welcome to everybody who brought guests. We're going to have a lot of fun today. We are going to do a really, to me, very useful practice, which is to scan through our past year and bring into the new year some powerful visions for what we're creating. And then we're going to lay out really what has brought us all together and what we're really excited to co-create, to collaborate here together. So my name is Kristina Ammon, and I have been partnered with this company, Purium, for 5 years. And it has been an incredible blessing to our family. I'll tell you my story a little bit later in the call. But the first thing I want to do is just really thank you for taking the time to be here. Our time is our most precious resource. It's probably the main thing we're doing here is to create more time in our lives for the things that really matter. And this is all part of it, investing the time here to create whatever our vision is. We're going to get to hear from each other shortly. But I really want to thank you for doing this, because drop a 1 in the comments if you're familiar with the movie The Never-Ending Story, right? So at the end of that movie, the whole world went into oblivion. It was literally consumed by the nothingness, right? Isn't that what it was called, or the nothing? And it was like just the void. And the only way to bring forth the world again, not even bring it back, but bring forward whatever world the main character wanted, was to make wishes, was to actually get specific and name it out loud. He had to say it out loud. He had this one grain of sand, which was the only remainder of the previous world. And in order for it to grow into a world that could be inhabited by all the people he loved, he had to envision it. So that's what we're going to do here today. And I just think that that metaphor is so relevant in our world right now. And I really loved that movie as a kid and even now. So if you aren't familiar, go check it out. It's pretty classic. So thank you for being part of wishing into reality the world that we are creating, because it really is that real. It does start with our thoughts, what we can see, what we can feel, what we can embody, and then how we get into action to bring forth those visions. So it all starts with a vision, and that's what we're here to do. So go ahead and take some deep breaths, get centered, feel your tush or your feet, whatever's connected to whatever's holding you up. Just kind of feel that connection, feel yourself being held, drop your shoulders, just kind of relax, shake off whatever else happened today, and just kind of arrive right here in this moment in time. We'll take a deep breath into that. And from this place, from this center, in this here and now, let's go ahead and scan back the whole past year. Just kind of start to move backwards in time, reviewing your 2021. Notice what feelings come up, what memories come up. Do you feel kind of like, ugh, or do you feel like, yay? Do you feel gratitude? Just start to kind of notice. And moving back through the months, we'll kind of move through the seasons, through the fall, through the summer, through the spring, and back, into the winter of last year. And when you go through that scan, let something really stand out for you as the greatest gift that 2021 offered you. So it could be an incredible achievement, something you accomplished, a great breakthrough. It could be something you created that is the culmination of years of work. It could just have been a really hard lesson. but you are so grateful for that gift that you're going to bring with you into 2022 and not have to learn that lesson again, right? So go ahead and start to type in the chat. What gift did 2021 give you that you're taking with you into the future? And you're welcome to do this practice and take more time with it on your own. This is a little bit of a rapid fire, but when we can tap into just whatever comes to mind right in the spot, that's powerful too. Oh, beautiful. Finding my voice, community, freedom, realizing I'm not a victim of my circumstance. My reality is my choice. Love that. Starting Purium, community, freedom, abundance, connection to my own heart through showing up in my relationships, saying yes to joining this community, saying yes to opportunities I want to say yes to, power and sisterhood, friendship, communication, support, and finding Purium. Okay, I'm sensing a theme. Joy, finally, and starting Purium. Yay, joy, finally. That I feel that. That's deep. Oh, getting $1,000, winning $1,000 prize. That's amazing. Centering my core values. Beautiful. Leadership. My baby. Oh, I don't even know who wrote that. That's beautiful. Saying yes to Purium, worthiness, freedom, community, massive changes, co-creation, fun. Oh my gosh, they're pouring in. Okay, so many gifts. So just really take that in. Beautiful. Now what we're going to do is fast forward a year. So imagine that you're sitting on December 30th, 2022, scanning your year. And really notice what are the achievements that you are celebrating in this moment. And this is projection, right? You get to project into this coming year. What do you want to see yourself celebrating in this moment a year from now? And go ahead and put that in the chat. This could be, again, achieving milestones, creative projects, expanding, your home, your family, travel, helping others, whatever it is. Get specific. Sky's the limit. I have to let my dog in, so go ahead and type those in the chat. Hang on 1 second. All right, reaching diamond. That's a leadership level. Less chronic pain, using my healing to help others. I have afforded 5 family getaway vacations. Yes, serving humanity, financial sovereignty. Another leadership achievement. Renewed financial success, 15 pounds lighter and in fierce physical shape. Signing up 5 new brand partners to join this mission with me. I no longer feel financially dependent on my husband. Woo! Drop a 2 in the comments if you can relate to that. 3 streams of income, coaching, membership website, peace at home, and doubling my business. Feel that peace. Opening a kids yoga studio where I can also sell superfoods and help my community via regenerative health practice. Growing my business, reaching diamond, stepping beyond financial stress. Hitting my weight goal. Oh my gosh, so many. It's so great. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Purium crown and a published book. Yes. Seeing it is achieving it. So this is so powerful. It's 11:11 here in Hawaii right now. Supporting at least 10 other women families to make major physical and financial shifts in their lives. I love that so much, Lisa, because so much of what we do is an exact calculation of how many other people we're helping. So that's beautiful. Stepping into my teacher role, creating enough abundance to travel, renovate our home, attracting 12 powerful leader partners, offering sound healing to my community. All right, and getting more specific. So this is a prompt. Please take it and run with it, flush it out, see all the details, crystal clarity. And now, if somebody, and this is just like an added prompt to this exercise, and take it now or take it with you if you want. But if you want to type in a chat, if something comes to mind, if somebody right now handed you $10,000, tax-free, debt-free, free and clear, what would you do with it right now? How would you spend it? You may not have the answer right now, that's okay, but if you do, go ahead and tell us in the chat, because this is a really great way to help us get really clear on how we become the managers of our financial reality, which for some people, you're already experienced, you already have it, you already have multiple streams of income, you already have success. And what you're looking for is expanding streams or diversifying or shifting. And some people, it's the first time they even could, like even you might be sitting here right now being challenged to even grasp the concept of somebody handing you $10,000. Not that that necessarily happens every day, but being able to literally in your body, you have to learn, and this is where consistency comes in. We have to practice literally holding the capacity to have and move, because we want it to move through us. We don't want to just hold on to it, but to have it and to continue to invest it and spend it. That takes practice. So, I'll just say that most people who have created wealth, true wealth, on their own, not necessarily just inherited a bunch of money or won the lottery, but people who have actually been able to create sustainable wealth have had to invest a lot in helping expand that money mindset, that embodiment, have needed coaches and therapists to do this work. What's beautiful in our business, which we're about to dive into, is that all of that comes for free. We do that work in community, in collaboration. And you can always go off on your own and do extra credit work. But it is real. I do believe every single person who is expanding into wealth needs to do that work, to identify where our limiting beliefs are, to scour the inner terrain for where we're holding on to beliefs about money that are blocking it from coming in, and then learning how to clear them. So I'm not going to read all of those right now, but I'm so excited that everybody is getting those visions and expanding. Drop a 4 in the comments if you feel yourself expanding even just on this call. And now I'm going to shift gears. So the reason that so many of us are here, the reason that we are here building wealth with this platform that I'm going to be sharing more about, and we're going to hear some stories as well, is because we are living in rapidly shifting times. Now more than ever, people are looking for alternatives. People are leaving the job force. People are even just from the pandemic itself, people are reevaluating what is important and wanting to choose a pathway, a lifestyle that prioritizes what's important, that prioritizes our core values, that prioritizes fulfillment, really being able to live our purpose on this planet, really being able to be of service and know that our gifts are being given to the ones who need it, and that we aren't just, having to work some other industry because that's where the money is. And then over here, our gifts or our art or our purpose is kind of, second, right? People are wanting that to be prioritized. If you haven't heard of the Great Resignation, go ahead and look that up. It's estimated that 50% of the workforce has left or is leaving right now. And it started with women. Classic. Women started. It used to be called what was it called? The Great Women something. It started in September with most of the women leaving, and then all of a sudden everybody was like, "Hey, good idea!" Like, this is crazy. Like, the rat race is crazy. It's essentially designed to just increase the wealth gap. And so we have this situation where wealth has become so centralized intentionally, by subordinating people and planet, by profiting off of uh, it, unsustainable use of resources, and certainly an unsustainable waste management, right? Like all this pollution and all this consumption that really, like, how are we going to handle that, right? So basically having a short-term wealth gain for the very few at the expense of long-term sustainability for our planet, and certainly at the expense of people. People are living in greater poverty than ever, greater disease, greater incarceration, greater welfare. I think the average American is $500 away from financial crisis. I mean, it's bleak, and I don't mean to get too heavy on this call. What we're really here for is that we have solutions. We have solutions to all of this. We have a solution in this business model that literally divests money that would otherwise be going into those same corporations that is controlling that greater amount of wealth into families, people, the population. And so it's literally changing the wealth gap by investing in this company, in each other, in this, what we call the Purium economy, and in regenerative farming. So it's also investing in the planet and building up soil, healing soil, and regenerating soil by regenerating bodies. So again, I'm going to break down details. I'm just kind of like painting the picture for you of why so many people are gravitating to this industry as a whole, and this company in particular. We've had massive growth over the past 2 years. Last month we had our biggest November in 7 years. In October we had our biggest October in 17 years. Needless to say, we are on the rise. We welcome you if you are here and curious to see if this is resonant for you. And I'm going to bring on some amazing stories of people who have also came with curiosity, probably came with a package of resistance as well, like most of us do, skeptical, I don't know, and questions and all that, but turned over all the rocks, got their yes. Not only have they joined, but they have all risen to the top leadership positions of this company and have created massive financial success for themselves, for many, many other people on their team, not to mention all of the health transformations that, because of that one yes they said for themselves, were able to create for so many other people. So I'm going to start here with Mary Beth Flemming. If you can come on and tell us your story, your amazing story. This is such a powerful woman. I'm so excited to hear from you today.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kristina. And I just want to thank you for holding that space in the beginning. That is such a powerful exercise. And I just want to start off by saying how grateful I am to this community and that this vehicle came into my life 3 years ago. So 3 years ago, almost exactly, I started my business here with Purium 3 years ago in December. At the time, I was a struggling single mom, and I was working like 4 jobs, trying to create enough income to bring my husband over from Guinea, West Africa, because we had a son and we wanted him to meet his son. And so I was doing so many different things, thinking, how can I unite my family and how can I work in a way that is in alignment with me? I've been in the nutrition field about 15 years, and my biggest passion is helping people learn about their bodies and learn health through nutrition. So I literally remember one night praying, like, what are my solutions? How am I going to unite my family? How am I going to bring my husband over? How am I going to create this life of freedom that I know is possible? And that's actually when Kristina, like literally a few days later, reached out to me sharing like, hey, Mary, I have something amazing that I found. Would you like to check it out? And I learned about Purium for the first time. I didn't know anything about the industry. I knew very little about creating an online business. But there was a moment where I was like, yes, this could be the vehicle that could help me unite my family and could help me create this prosperity in my life. So I just jumped in. I said yes. I started my first transformation. I started the business. And I'm so happy to say that within 2 years, I was able to create a 6-figure income. I'm now 3 years into the business and we're sustainably rising and growing. My husband is here. We have another son. We've united as a family. And this job has really supported us to be able to be flexible and free. My husband is a West African drum and dance instructor. So we travel a ton to support his workshops. And I don't know how else I would do it if I had to go to a 9 to 5 or, with this business, I'm able to work from the road, work from home, be with my kids. Like that is also a huge thing I was praying for, was an outlet where I wasn't just working so that I could pay a babysitter when all I really wanted to do was be home with my family. And this vehicle has provided that for me. So this community has provided so much growth for me personally. And when you were thinking about where do you want to be in a year, I just kept thinking expansion, because so much is possible here. And my life has expanded tremendously. And I just hope whoever is watching this, if you feel that little yes inside, lean into that, because that's what I felt. I felt this little yes, and it's turned out to be the biggest blessing in my life. So thank you so much for having me on, Kristina.
So powerful. And, just to highlight, Mary Beth didn't know. I didn't know either how to do this. All the support is here. We got you. We're here. We do it together, really in community. So just so grateful for your partnership. You're amazing. And you brought in your sister, and Rita Flemming. I'd love to hear from you. You have also brought your gifts, your talents, your leadership, your genius to the table, and also risen to such a powerful leadership position in this company. And we want to hear your story and what fuels you.
Oh, thank you so much, Kristina. It's been such a pleasure working with you in this community, and amazing to work with my sister here as well. And so it really was an answered prayer for me as well. I had just gotten back from Costa Rica. I was living down there. I was hosting retreats. I'm a regenerative detoxification specialist. And my vision was, how can I help as many people as possible? I just want to get this education and this information out there, because this information of regenerative health transformed my life. Like I wouldn't be here if it weren't for it. So that was kind of my initial vision, was how can I work with people that inspire me, and that we can rise together to the next level. And then the next was, how can I create time freedom and location independence? And the next was, how can I create an income where there's no ceiling that's actually in alignment with my passions and my values. And I've always wanted to work in a way that actually gives back to the planet. That was a huge priority of mine. And I was never sure how to weave all of those things together. And then in came Purium, and I had no idea that it was going to bring all of my passions together and create a platform, for my deeper expressions and passion and purpose. But that's exactly what it's been. And through this community, I've been able to work with some of the people that inspire me the most in the world. And through our partnership, we've been able to create such a beautiful, like our dreams. If I were to go back a year ago and see what my biggest dreams were, through Purium, I've been able to create all of them, which I'm so grateful for. It's been incredibly rewarding for me. And also, like Mary was saying, I just see that this future is so bright and beautiful, and I can't wait to see what we create next. And through this community, through this partnership, through this business mentorship and training, I've really learned so many skills about leadership and about how to create what I want to create in the world, how to create more freedom and teach others to do the same. And so I'm really passionate looking forward into this next year to help as many people as I can to create this same level of freedom that's in alignment with their unique genius, with their unique passions and purpose and calling. I think collectively we can really make a huge difference if we're actually aligning with what we're passionate about and what we care about. And this has been such a huge platform to be able to do that. So I'm super grateful for everyone, grateful for all the mentorship and everything that I've learned. And I just can't wait to see where this takes us. So thank you so much for having me. And it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much for sharing, hearing your story, and how, drop a 5 in the comments if you're also somebody who's just, you would consider yourself really service oriented. Like, did you go to school and you had service projects or community service and ever have that thought, like, could I just do this for a living? Like, could I just give and serve? And then you kind of start to maybe go down that path and there's like no support, right? Like the only role model is like that, just super burnt out social worker or, just volunteer work where you actually have to do some other side hustle to support how you want to give. And here's a business model where it's all wrapped up in one package. The more you help others, the wealthier you get. I mean, it's hard to even conceive of that coming from the world that we've all been conditioned by, which is one of the reasons it can be hard to wrap your minds around that this is not just too good to be true, that it's actually good and true. And so your story is so inspiring and your service-oriented heart, Rita. Thank you so much. And now our final share, Carrie Drinkwine, powerful story. This mama came on so service-oriented also, 7 jobs, 4 children, another one came along. How on earth was this mama going to make this business work? But we're going to hear from her. And not only has she made it work, but we're going to hear your story, Carrie. It's incredible. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. It's been super surreal and such a blessing. So I'll just keep mine short and sweet. I wasn't really looking to join an MLM or start an online business by any means. I definitely had that whole like, oh no, never. I'm a clinician, a detox specialist, naturopathic practitioner, and really work with holistic nutrition. And I've always focused on whole food and herbalism and regenerating the body at the root cause. And so when this came into my life, literally, as we know, it's just through the power of somebody sharing with us. And that was Rita Jean. And the reason I was open at that moment was because I was 7 months postpartum with my daughter, and I was feeling incredibly depleted. I was here running this clinic. I was seeing way too many patients. I was seeing like 40 plus people a week. That's around 60 to 70 clinic hours without exaggeration. It's way, way too many. And I was teaching people that suffering was optional, but I was very much so suffering. My hair was falling out. I was exhausted. My skin elasticity wasn't where it should have been. I was a nursing mom. I was exhausted. And I couldn't figure out what it was I was missing, because it really was eating all the right foods. I was eating all organic. I was juicing. I was doing the high fruits, berries, melons, veggies, all those things that we're told to do, and how I actually ended up in this field, reversing autoimmune. So I was trying to figure out the missing link, and I didn't know that that missing link was soil health, regenerative agriculture, farming practices, that we actually weren't getting our micronutrients. And with that said, Rita could see that not only was I missing this in my body, but she could see the imbalance in my practice and in my life. I couldn't even get back to her. I was so busy for a really long time. So when I came into this, I actually came in of like a little bit more selfish, in the sense of like, okay, I just need to get above water so I can help serve all these people. And once I purchased my superfood kit, I've told my story before, but we were in a really bad place financially, which is surprising. I have a successful practice, all that stuff, but we went through a really intense pregnancy. We were given a really crappy diagnosis that our daughter would die, which ended up in a series of tests and things that we were surprised that weren't covered by insurance. So we were in some crippling debt, and the bank account was empty when she was here. And before I knew it, I was, had this successful practice. And then I was back at work 2 weeks after she was born, which really resulted in that fatigue in my body. Like, we need to be able to repair and restore our bodies when we bring a child into the world, or anytime. And so that's really where I came from. I was like, I have no money in the bank. I'm exhausted. My hair is falling out. I'm working too much. I never see my kids. Like, this can't be it. And if you know me before this, I was teaching yoga and running my clinic and running a food, like a catering company. And I also, right before Mila was born, was waitressing. So I was doing all these jobs, trying to get this clinic business off the ground. And I remember telling myself that when I'm a full-time clinician, I've made it. Like, that's it. I'm going to be so happy. I'm just sharing regenerative health with the world. And that's how I can build my, blah, blah, blah. Like, so then I achieved that dream. And it was like I broke my own heart, for real. I say, like, in a way, I was like, ugh, like, actually, I'm incredibly miserable and I never see my kids and I'm suffering and I'm malnourished. Like, what is happening? And so when I made the decision to swipe that credit card, which was a credit card because I had no money in my bank account, it was literally the last dollars I had to my name. And it was the best decision I ever made. So I had no money and no time, and just decided to give it a whirl. And when I put these superfoods in my body, it was like the lights came on. I knew this is what I was missing. Like, cravings dropped, brain cleared, my hair started growing back, like all these things started coming in. It was like the revitalization was actually happening. And I changed nothing about my diet. So I knew that this was the missing link in my practice as well. And so I did bring it into my practice, but I just really started sharing it with everyone I knew. I shared with as many people as I could, all my friends, all my family, and I just started growing a team kind of haphazardly until I realized what this really was all about. And when I really plugged into the mission of this company and the owners and the knowledge and the farming practices and the purity, I just was like, every day fell more and more in love and more in belief of what we're doing here. And so fast forward 2.5 years, I mean, at the 2-year mark, I had more than tripled my full-time clinic income. So I went from this being my bread and butter to this being my hobby. And that, I still do this because I'm service forward, but right now I haven't been seeing any clients at all, because what Purim has done for me is given me a massive 6-figure income all online from anywhere in the world, while now I actually have the power and the ability to step out from behind the desk and in the clinic room. And I'm now opening my own school and opening the Institute of Regenerative Health and being able to train other practitioners, because I was at my ceiling. I couldn't go any higher. I couldn't see any more people. I was booked out several months and I'm one person. So with that, I'm now able to spread my wings and multiply myself, and we can continue to share this mission with the world at an even larger scale. So sum it all up, I'd say, the power of one voice is incredible. And so don't underestimate the seed that you're planting or the voice that you're sharing with somebody, because Rita's one voice has helped me impact hundreds and if not thousands of people. And now there will be hundreds of practitioners around the United States and the world sharing regenerative health that would never have happened. I never would have had the income to shut it all down. And I'm sitting here with my books right now and build this course and build this school. So thank you so much for your time. I'm forever grateful. And yes, namaste, aloha.
Amazing, Carrie. You're truly incredible, and what you've done is create something that people can duplicate. So it's not just about you sitting on a mountaintop being incredible. You're saying, here, let me show you how to get up here too. And you've done it, and you're bringing all kinds of people with you, and it's amazing and beautiful. And all along the way, you're helping so many people have health transformations. And I'm just going to give you a really quick breakdown of how this can work for you. So if you're here and something that you've heard so far on this call is resonating for you, drop a 6 in the comments. Like Carrie, I also started with a credit card. We call it, because the idea of an expense was so daunting for myself and for Carrie and probably other people as well at the time, I treated it as an investment. I said to myself, if this company has a 60-day money back guarantee, And they're letting me know that not only can I make good money with this business, but I actually can make good money right away because we have a program with $2,500 in bonuses on the table that you can earn within your first short period of time, and that's on top of commissions. I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I should be able to make my investment back before that 60-day money back guarantee is over. So I did it like a business move. My husband was asleep. I didn't get his blessing. And I said, I'm just going to treat this like a business loan, put it on the credit card. Back then it was $1,000 to get started. Right now it's only, and that was 2 transformation packs. So my husband and I did it together, which I do recommend if you have a partner. It's super powerful. But you can also just get started for free just with the cost of your own 30-day pack. And that is anywhere if you include the incredible immune product with your superfoods. You can watch other videos about the superfoods. They are first in class for many reasons, particularly the soil health and the purity standards and the high enzyme count because of the low dehydration. If you want to include the immune pack or the fitness products, which I use every single day with my workout, you're going to be looking at a pack anywhere from $11 a day to $17 a day, depending on what is right for your particular health goals and your budget. But as you can see, I went all out with the biggest pack they had at the time because I was investing in something huge. I had no experience. I had barely any network. I had no social media. What I did have was a burning desire to see myself radically different, to see my life radically different than what it looked like at that time. I had a vision, that thing that we did at the beginning of this call. I've always been really good at that. I've always been really good at painting a picture of the life I'm creating. And I was quite a ways from the life that I was seeing in my mind's eye. When I looked out through these 2 eyes, it was like, whoa, this is not the life I want to be living. So my quick story is my husband and I had gotten land. We wanted the permaculture dream. We wanted all the dwellings and the gardens and the orchards and the retreat and the healing spa and all the little dwellings and all the things. Needless to say, me at home with 2 small children and him working was not going to bring in the kind of money that it would take to pull that vision off. And I wasn't really ready to let go of the vision. It was such a beautiful vision. Enter Purium. Suddenly, this was the first time somebody was telling me, you can, even with your lack of experience and network and all that, even I didn't even have Wi-Fi or a computer. I had a phone though. Even with that, you can build an unlimited residual income online in part-time hours. I was like, okay, sign me up, show me how to do it. Fast forward 5 years later, last year, our organization did $3.5 million in sales. Like these other women that you've heard, we're all at the top leadership positions of this company, and we're here ready to help you do the same thing. So it just starts with investing in your health, which is also an investment in building wealth. It's all through leverage. It's all through teamwork and community. It's all through being authentic and just opening your voice and sharing your story and being willing to hold space and listen to other people and offer solutions for what they might be looking for. That's really as simple as it comes down to. It's a very primal, ancient technology of people talking to each other in this beautiful industry called network marketing. When done right, is truly service at its finest. So get with the person who shared this with you. They have a 25% discount for you off your pack. We are also right now in the very closing window of a $700 giveaway for our upcoming January group transformation. We all start with the same pack of transforming together, and this is our biggest transformation season of the year. So if you're thinking about it, this timing couldn't be better. You can join us for this huge reset. There are incredible value-added free offerings to go alongside this. Money set, gratitude, recipes, dance classes, soil science, sound healing, on and on and on. So many incredible offerings are included for free with this pack, including the free business. And then you have all the mentorship and coaching and teamwork to show you how to share your voice to grow your customer base and your team as well, and we all rise together. So thank you so much for being here and taking the time to listen to this call. We went a little bit over, and we're going to stay on. I'm going to end the recording,